I never know when to start filming in the mornings, but I've got a plan. I'm gonna make some changes, I think, with the vlog. Also never know when to shut up. This is gonna be really hard. Oh dear. Okay, so Jasper has gone to school, Millie the dog has had a little walk, we've been to Tesco's, bought some dogs and some shopping. So, what are we going to spend the rest of the day doing? I reckon I might just be able to sell my mum on an electric car. Probably not actually, she will buy one right now, but I might be able to convince her that the next car she gets should probably be an electric car. And I think I know the best one for her. I'm gonna make some phone calls, see if I can book in some test drives. Back quickly to the changes that I want to make to this vlog. Doing it weekly is not working for me. I'm left with too much time and not enough get up and go and motivation on a daily basis. So I think that's the thing, daily's the key. But I wanna try and keep the workload reasonably reasonable, which means shorter videos and lots of discipline when it comes to having the camera running for too long. We'll see how that goes. I have also now booked in a test drive for my mum. What I want to do today is just to try and kind of warm her up to the idea. Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. Wow, there's a lot of light coming from my SED lamp. Yeah, I really struggle with SAD in winter, and that is really, this has been a really truly appalling winter for me, you know, really not a good one. You know, between the car, I had a tooth pulled out the other day, just got better from a kind of bit of a cold type thing. Obviously then there's the fact that missing dad over Christmas, and yeah, but it's alright because back into it now, new year, and onwards and upwards. Okay, so this is going to make you laugh. We were going to see a BMW i3 this afternoon, and because I think that would be the perfect car for my mum. But it turns out their demonstrator was buried 9 cars deep in the parking lot and had no charge whatsoever. I mean, I got the impression they literally had to push it to the charge post. Oh dear. Good job selling EVs there, guys. On the upside, they do at least now have an i3 demonstrator. When I rang up a couple of years ago asking for a test drive at this particular place, they didn't have any at all. They didn't sell them. So at least now they do. So that's some sort of progress, I guess. And also the car will be charged by tomorrow morning, and we will be able to have a test drive then. So tomorrow we'll get to see how my mum feels about EVs. I don't think she's ever actually driven an EV before, amazingly enough. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be exciting. And also that might actually help me to keep my videos short, because I do really want to try and do them daily, but I do want to make them more like sort of 6 minutes than 12. For the most part, and I want to do that in a way that doesn't take me longer to edit, because sometimes smaller videos actually take longer to edit than longer videos. Yeah, that's the plan, that's what we want, that's what we're doing. So I'm going to give you a quick update on my car now. Yeah, I originally thought I'd get it back by the 11th of January, which is in like a couple of days, and no, that's not going to happen. Turns out they don't have a bonnet for it yet. Still, and they were actually sent 2 seatbelt tensioners for the same side, so that's another bit they need to get another one of, but I'm sure that will come through fairly soon. It's the bonnet that's got me a little bit concerned, because now they're saying I might get it by the sort of 26th of January. Oh, I'm gonna go stick another 75 quid in the petrol tank of, well, diesel tank of my wife's tank. Tank? I just said tank a lot of times. I hate throwing money away on that, because that's literally just money I wouldn't spend otherwise. And it adds up, you know, 75 quid a pop, so that'll be £150 I've stuck in the tank of that thing in 6 weeks, which is pretty good. The only reason it's that low is because I've been driving nowhere, literally nowhere. I take Jasper to school and then I come back home. and I try and get the shopping en route to taking him to school if I need to do any shopping, and that's it. It's terrible. Oh, I desperately need to get out. In aid of short videos, what else did I want to mention briefly? I did actually briefly want to mention climate change, because apparently 2018 is the highest CO2 emission year on record. Ah, really? Aren't we supposed to be making some progress? Apparently not. Even the US, well I say even, the US has had a nice little bump in CO2 emissions, primarily driven by, I think, cold weather and general economic activity actually. And that is one of the problems, you know, there's quite an effort required to decouple carbon emissions from economic activity, and obviously we all have quite a lot more work to do in that department. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so keen on EVs, because I can see no way that incremental changes could make anything like enough difference quickly enough for climate change to not be at the more extreme end. We would like to avoid those very definitely. So I think we need a real shift in technology, a real kind of, yeah, we don't use steam anymore except for the occasional sort of curio type thing. It's like, oh, look at that quaint little steam engine. What is the environmental impact of steam these days? Absolutely zero. And that's what needs to happen with petrol and diesel. And I think it will. We just have to get the replacement technology to the point where it can replace. And I think technology-wise, we're almost there. It's getting the cost down. I don't really think it will take that long once the vast majority of the car buying public want to buy them. And we're not far off that now, which is why you're getting a lot more EVs coming through. And they're so much better, the EVs that come through these days. Like the Kona EV, I looked into that a little bit for my mum. There isn't an available test drive vehicle in the UK yet, so she can't have a go in that yet. But just looking at the specs, it looks like Model X specs almost, you know, okay, maybe not the speed, but 279 miles on the WLTP driving cycle, so I'm going to guesstimate we're talking 220, 240 real world, which is very, very good. Very good from a car that starts at, I think it said 27.9, yeah, about £28,000. So, I mean, fantastic. It absolutely, actually quite mind-blowing really, and I'm, you know, actually I did speak, when I spoke to them, they said they had a 42-week waiting list on orders, and these are orders that have been placed without being able to test drive the car. So either they're making a very small number of them, which is possible, or it's proving quite popular. I'm sure Hyundai are going to do very well with their EVs. They seem to know what they're doing. Actually, I liked the Ioniq that I had a brief drive in a while ago. Good car. Right, okay, now we're definitely not keeping this to 6 minutes, are we? Oh, yikes. Righty, I'm going to say goodbye for the day, because otherwise this video is going to be enormous, as per usual, and I do need to get it edited, like this evening. So, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, remember to like it, share it, subscribe if you haven't already, follow me on Instagram if you don't already, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow for the next episode of my vlog. Bye! It's going to take me a little while to warm back up to this whole vlogging thing. Yeah, definitely going to take me a good old while. I actually shot 2 vlog posts already from about 3 weeks ago. They just haven't been edited. I'm not going to get around to editing them honestly, and yeah, winter. It's not been kind to me this year, but it's okay because we're almost into spring.